Kikadde bakulaba.
A ver,
Microphone check. Ceazer check. Ibra check. Sound test. Cesar check. Ibra check. Sound test. Cesar check. Ibra check. Nana. Microphone check. Testing microphone. Testing audio. Testing sound. The Facebook has confirmed that audio and video are audible and clear. Now there is a valid argument that Ugandan pool does not get better than Ibra. and Cesar. That these two are the prodigal sons of Ugandan pool. Two friends that have been separated by their two sets of fans who are so bitter against each other that it got to the minds of the players and the brains of the players that they are now pretty much frenemies, at least on the table. Ibrahim Sejjemba and Cesar Chandiga may not be winning each and every may not be winning each and every battle, but in the minds of the biggest number of fans in Uganda, they take it that when these two take on each other, it is cream de la cream of Ugandan pool. Ibrahim Sejjemba, a sensational player from Roxbury Pool Club in Chiwanga, managed by Team Roxbury. Cesar Chandiga, a phenomenal ambassador from Upper Volta Pool Club, managed by the Advanced Talent Agency. They meet the first time this year. Is it the first time this year? They are racing to 8 for a place in the final of a 64-man comp that is being organized here, the beginning of year comp at Amigos Pool Arena in Kampala. To present you this action in video and audio, my name is Simon Peter Chowe. Ibrahim Sejjemba 0, Cesar Chandiga 0, race to 8, live commentary in 1 minute. In the meantime, dear viewers, the match is being streamed by myself on 2 platforms. The Facebook stream is on Big Money Billiards Uganda chapter. The YouTube stream is on Peter Chobe Live. The Facebook stream is diagonal. The YouTube stream is horizontal. Vertical. Both videos have the same exact commentary. From the comments I'm seeing both on Facebook and YouTube, it seems the action is clear on both platforms. The YouTube stream is way more elevated and has a bigger percentage of the table bed having the screen of your gadget, if it is a phone or a computer or a television. Now that we are good to go, once again, good evening, Africa. Who remembers the days that were 2020 when Ugandan pool was getting new conquerors? That is the time when Ibrahim Sejjemba grabbed the bull by the horn, deciding to handicap the whole of the Ugandan pool fraternity. Apart from 4 players, those were Ceazer, Mansour Kasozi Jeffrey, and his friend Geoffrey Setumba. He said, the rest, I am available for all of you as long as you hold Uganda national passports and identity cards. In no black money matters. He beat most of them, this guy, only getting beaten by 2, and those 2 beat him twice and thrice respectively. That is Ivan Morungi and Habib Sebuzi. He was without a shadow of a doubt the unofficial best player in Uganda, though the official number 1 in terms of rankings of the Pool Association of Uganda was Bwanika Matul. Now, at the start of the year, be reminded that Cesar had just left for Zambia to play semi-professional pool with the Sharks Pool Club. Now, after Ibra's advent, handicapping the whole country almost with no black offers, he did follow to Zambia, joining Cesar with Sharks Pool Club, where they played for the season that ended 2022, returning together as good friends, almost having hugs with each other on the same bus, having the same problems along the way, but also the same way that they overcame those problems. On coming back, they found a very, very divided fan base. Team the Scorpion, that were led by a certain guy that was called the Top Seed. I like to call him a top fish. And then Team Ibra, that were led by Bob Katerega. The two opened a war of words and video clips and audio clips and typing speed and everything on social media, to the effect that the players lost the very big friendship that they had with each other. Right now, they are very big rivals. And with that return of Cesar and Ibra, remember, both of them were in the country with Ibra as the superior player in the country. When Cesar returned, he claimed a place that has always belonged to Ibra. In the years 2022 as well as 2023 and 2024, and for the start of 2025, Cesar has won more than 50. And yes, I mean 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, coming to 60 tournaments in Uganda. Weekly comps, single venue comps, district comps, Christmas comps, New Year's comps, tournaments of the Pole Association of Uganda, tournaments in Kenya, tournaments in Zimbabwe, tournaments in Zambia, tournaments in Morocco, up to China, where he has not yet won, claiming a place officially as and also unofficially as the finest player in the land, with Ibra now having to play catch up. In fact, the biggest tournament that Ibra has ever won was the 2023 edition of the Grand Mchana Open Championship in Nairobi, Kenya. That tournament since then came to be taken over by Cesar when he did win it at the end of last year, just around 10th, actually 9th of December. He took what belonged to Ibra and made it to belong to Cesar. These guys have each other as that player that they like to beat. They get sometimes the best out of each other, sometimes they also get the worst of each other. They have played each other so many times. Of recent, Cesar has been a little bit dominant. In the recent past, Ibra has gotten himself a fair share of victories on Cesar. And I'm coming back with some of those statistics for now. Enjoy as you watch. And only one frame has been played. We are way over 850 watching combined on Facebook and YouTube. Keep sharing this video. Let it go far and wide. Let the gospel of the beautiful game reach each and every corner of the world that it can possibly get. Now, in 2020, actually 2019, just before the onset of COVID, was a tournament that was organized at Temusewo building. Then a certain Mr. Ceazer Chandiga, still a teenager at the time, by the way, had moved from the district of Gulu in northern Uganda via Lira to join the city of Kampala simply to improve his pool career. He was only an unused substitute for most of the time when his team CKI Pool Club were participating in the Ugandan League. But because of his budding talent, he was invited and just given like what you call a wild card invitation to that competition, because it was the best 20 players of Uganda playing in a league format for the better part of the year 2019. And he won that tournament, a tournament that had all of the best players in Uganda at the time, the likes of Mansour, Alfred Gumekiza, Amos Ndiagomanawe, Sulamatovu, Fahad Sewankambo, Habib Sebuguzi, Simon Nobula, John Naturije, Ibrahim Sejjemba, name them. Cesar came first, then national champion Mansour second, and Ibra distantly third. He won another 16-man comp when COVID had just started. It was organized at Potitba in Najanankumbi. He again won it, and in both of those tournaments he did beat Cesar. And by the time he left for Zambia, he had started making a mark as one of the guys that could challenge the then dominance of Cesar, of Ibrahim Sejjemba and Bwanika Mansour on the scene of Ugandan pool. Other times that the two have faced off, there are tournaments that were organized in Lusaka, Zambia, weekly comps that were dominated by Ceazer. These guys faced off thrice, with Ceazer winning twice and Ibra once. Since they came back, I do remember the Upper Volta double elimination comp in 2023. It was won by Ceazer, winning Ibra in the final. Ceazer repeating the same feat in 2024. A year later, beating Ibra in the final. Ceazer also beat Ibra in 2023 at the end of the year in the Holy Cup Championships in South Africa. These players have also, up to present date, had 4 money matches between themselves, long races to 21. 3 of them won by Ceazer, 1 of them won by Ibra. The first one was held at Beverly Hills in Kansanga just about 2 years ago, 21-18, Ceazer winning. Second was part of a trilogy that was organized by the Advanced Talent Agency towards the end of last year. The first 2 sessions being won by Ceazer, 21-15 respectively. The third session, 21-20, being won by Ibra. Then there was the ATA Super 8 comp that was won by Ceazer. He did beat Ibra in the round of last 4. And also the Ugandan version of the event that was held just about a week ago, won by Ceazer, who also did beat Ibra in the round of last 8. There are also a good number of times that Ibra has beaten Ceazer. If you can remember, towards the end of last year, they faced off twice in weekly comps that were organized at Amigos in Kansanga as well as Kamocha Pool Center in Kampala in the round of last 8 and the final respectively, both won by Ibra. There was also a tournament of the top 8 players of Uganda that was organized at Dice Lounge at the start of 2020. No, at the end of 2023, it was won by Ibra with a victory over Ceazer in the final. Another important one when the 2 faced off was another tournament that was won by Ibra at Amigos Kansanga when he did beat Ceazer in the round of last 16. Of course, Ceazer having the lion's share of victories amongst the 2, but also Ibra having a good number of wins on Ceazer. Now, the Scorpion, as Ceazer is nicknamed, is going for a first in the second frame being played. He normally likes to start it slow, take it cool. When he gets the lead on you, that's when he unleashes the beast in him. Ceazer 1, Ibra 1, rest to 8 for a place in the final to take on, guess who? The defending champion, Wanika Mansour. And if you're just joining the stream, be reminded that we have a scoreboard on the top of your screen having the scores for Ceazer in blue, on the left the scores for Ibra in red, on the right the race is 8, the current score is 1-all. And the guy that is seated right on the left hand of the scoreboard is the administrator, if I can say, of the team Roxbury. He's called Muhammad Halal, very vocal, but also a very good manager, by the way. I like his personal management skills, and he reports to the boss, that is Mr. Zach Idiro, the regional manager of the Bank of Africa in Uganda. I know that he must be watching this one online, but not enjoying the way he does. This one is a pressure game, most especially when you are a manager. What he needs is not Ibra's money. That is none of his business. What he needs is the win from Ibra. But also, Cesar's management team, that is the Advanced Talent Agency, must be watching this one and hoping that the Scorpion normally delivers like he has done so many times in the recent past. Maybe the last 3-4 years when he has been really on song. This guy, just imagine what he has become with very humble roots from the district of Moyo in the West Nile region of Uganda, where he was born, district of Lira in Lango in Uganda, where he grew up, the district of Arua, where he permanently stayed also in West Nile, the district of Gulu, where he was nurtured as a pool player. Now, the district of Kampala, where he is celebrated as Uganda's best player. And while for Ibra, he's born and bred in the city of Kampala. The two players are separated by just months. By the way, they are pretty much the same age. Ibra, 24. Cesar, about to make 24. With a rivalry that has Ugandan pool also benefiting from it. Because when these guys face off, yes, they are Ugandans, yes, it is a national rivalry, but in a different way, it is an African rivalry. And I know that this match is watched in places near and far, simply because it is Ibra versus Ceazer. And I know that most of you who are watching are having goosebumps on your body every time your favorite player misses a ball, every time they are about to win a frame, every time they equalize, every time they pull off something. And the pressure you are under is also reminiscent on the players that you support, because they're not playing to their known abilities as yet. Yes, they are feeding the heat. And of course, the first person in the comment section is Dr. Robert Onekalis. Must be watching this one from somewhere in Elegu. He's one of the leaders of Team the Scorpion, Cesar's other management team. He doesn't know how to lose fairly. He doesn't want to watch if it is not going well for Cesar. You can very easily see his tears if it is not going well for Cesar. I do remember watching the match between Cesar and Aiden with Dr. Robert in Nairobi. When Cesar was trailing, the guy left the table area and then went to a neighboring room, started watching online, but even online it was too hot for him to watch. He started watching music on his phone, pretending not to mind, but every time there was noise, he jumped to see why they were shouting. And when Cesar eventually equalized and win the match, then I saw the happiest guy that I have ever seen of the version of Dr. Onekalit. Thank you for watching. But then it is Ibra who has those not so numerous but very, very passionate fans who really believe in the brand and the player that Ibra is. You have to feel being Ibra. The guy is playing in pain. It is a fact. He has a wounded foot. I'm not so sure why the foot is wounded. But yes, he has his foot plastered. And I came to know later when he asked for more time to take on difficulty in a man match, he was buying time to have his wound healed. But for a tournament that is a shorter race, he can come and rest to 5, 6, 7, 8, then have 30 minutes of rest, then play another race. But for a long rest to 21 without rest, the pressure on the wound exerted from the weight of his body can become a little bit too much. Karumba Victor, thank you for watching. Kasonde Kabwe. Appreciating the information that comes in. Thank you for watching. Kasonde Kabwe, that must be from Zambia. Now when this match happens, it is not about even making the final. Even if it were the final itself, okay, winning the trophy would be very important, but then the opportunity for each one of these guys to beat the other, most especially Ibra, because in the recent past, maybe in the last 3 months, it has pretty much been all Cesar, winning 4 of the last 5 encounters between these two. And yes, when Ibra did beat Cesar in the last match of the trilogy between Advanced Talent Agency and Roxbury, that happened at Addis Sport in Kampala, there broke out a war of words between their fans of the different players. They were saying that Cesar intended to lose. Can you imagine? You guys can be crazy. Cesar missed out on money that night. He cannot intend to lose. And you are listening to a guy that knows the heart that is with Cesar. Dennis, that's must be Dennis supporting Cesar, man. And he will dance every time Cesar puts a ball, most especially when Cesar is playing against Ibra, who is going for clearance number 2. This one will be a little bit tricky, potting that yellow ball, having white ball not snooker for the black. I think he has a little sight of the black. It may be as little a portion of the black he can see, as he needs to have it rolled to the corner pocket on the top left of your screen. For those of you who are watching on Facebook, it is the diagonal top left corner of your screen. There goes Ibra, cuts it sharp, cuts it right, cuts it accurate. White is just safe, so it was close. The killer 2, the scorpion 1. The rest is 8. And when you hear some of Ibra's fans chanting Kapi, be reminded that he's the team captain of Roxbury Pool Club in Kampala. The team that, if I'm not mistaken, is still topping the Ugandan Pool League. And yes, he is a winner of the Ugandan Pool League for the last 3 editions of the championship. And it is one of those that he has won a good number of times, thrice. Also once as top scorer. That one thing he has done 3 in times Ibra that Cesar has never done up to present date. And while for Cesar, the differences he has between himself and Ibra is special in terms of achievements. The National Open Pool Championship, Uganda's biggest comp, the car comp that he won Cesar in 2023, one which Ibra has never won to present date, one which Ibra has reached the final last year, and only coming short when he faced up with Mansour, the eventual winner. But also the win rate in many matches, which has Cesar very superior, not just in matches between himself and Ibra, but also matches between himself and other Ugandan and international players. I do think that in terms of long races, money matches, the guy that is going right now, that is nicknamed the Scorpion, is the best that the continent of Africa has today. Bring him on, bring on any other player with an African passport, and have a race as long as possible, and he will say, "You are welcome, sir." Now he's trying to welcome Ibra to the foil. After Ibra going to one up, frame number 4 is seemingly going the way of the Scorpion. Yellow to the corner pocket, the bottom left. Black to the same corner pocket, making it look so easy, also so effortless, but most importantly, so accurate. Ceazer 2, Ibra 2, race to 8. To face Mansour in the final, which will also be live on both of the platforms where this match is live. Over 1,200 watching combined on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you, Africa. Ceazer 2, Ibra 2. Now, for me personally, these two guys are very good friends of mine. I love them both. I'm telling you the truth. But when they first off, I get to tell you some of their secrets. Okay, let me start. Now, last year there was this tournament that was being organized. Not last year, yes, last year in Zambia. So Cesar's management team, the ATA, did book a flight for Cesar with Uganda Airlines. It's the shortest route to Zambia by air. Also the cheapest, also relatively comfortable. But when I spoke to the guy that was booking for an air ticket for Ibra, he used Ethiopian Airlines because he didn't want the players to use the same flight. Can you imagine? And used a very longer route and paid more money. I don't think Rivalry can get any better, any more than that. But irrespective of that, some of their management team are friendly to each other. And indeed their spouses have been friendly to each other. The players also can say hi to each other, but deep within themselves, deep down, the game has separated them. The game has divided them. I like that kind of rivalry, the one that doesn't go physical. Yeah. Even the rivalry between, say, Kasozi and Hazard, I'm okay with it because it has never gone physical. Mazia Charles Valdez, you are watching on Facebook. You want me to remind these players that Scott wants to play with them, eh? Okay, they are reminded. I will be telling them after this match, Charles, what you've told me to tell them. Actually, Scott did tell me that today he has extended his ticket. Instead of leaving Uganda this coming Tuesday, he's extending it up to next Saturday, the 25th of January. So for the whole of this coming week, Scott is still going to be around. Only that for tomorrow, there's likely to be no action unless, and then on Monday, most of us will be involved in the send-off of one of us who passed on yesterday, and yeah, it becomes a little bit tough every time I get to remember. But rest in peace, Simon Kamparuza Jajabi, who after the match we are all heading to a night vigil at his home, which is located just along the same road where we are having this competition. Steve Mali, thank you for watching from Buyala Mitiana Road. Robert Mamaliko, thank you for watching on YouTube. Jonathan, you want Ibra to you say Ibra can't play money match because he has a wound. No, the thing is, when you have, it is not just about an excuse. One thing I can tell you, Ibra would play with Kelvin any day, and with due respect to Kelvin, it's a fact that when in a long rest it becomes a little bit more difficult. That's why you are saying that Ibra's semi-final is coming in last, because when his matches have been coming, he has needed more time to rest. So if it were a long rest 21, most likely the stress on the leg will be too much as he walks. You can even see he's playing on slippers which have stockings on them. The stockings are covering a plaster that is covering the foot. I'm not just making excuses, I'm just giving you information which you can use the way you want anyway. Matida Dankea, you are watching from Swaziland on Facebook. Thank you for watching. Again, welcome to the stream. Frame 5 is seemingly going the way of the little magician. Ibra will simply have to roll that red ball to the corner pocket on the bottom right of your screen. White ball bouncing off the cushion in between two of Cesar's reds, just yellows, just like that. There's a good white for the last red, which I believe he will be playing top spin. White ball bouncing off the cushion, moving towards the middle of the table, where he will be trying to put the black ball to the center pocket on the left. But he has to avoid any contact between white and Cesar's yellow. If it does, he may be denied white for the black. There he goes. He needs spin on the white ball to avoid contact between white and yellow. Spin is there, contact is avoided, white is accurate. He may have himself spoken. This will be okay tell you, almost got snookered. White ball almost got hidden behind the yellow, but it won't, and he will pot, and he will regain the lead. So far, he's in the driving seat. It is Cesar having to play catch up every time. Cesar pots a black. Sorry, Ibra pots a black, and Cesar pots the next. Then Ibra the second, and Cesar the second. Now Ibra is on 3, Cesar is on 2, the rest is on 8. For me, sometimes I like to see Cesar in a little bit of trouble when playing matches, because every time he's in trouble, he does something that is so exceptional. And then in the end of the day, it's entertaining. And it catches highlights for the following day. He's one player that his games are so full of highlights. So at one time I wanted to nickname him the king of highlights. He has the lion's share of beautiful shots on my TikTok account that is called Peter Chove Live. Same name as the YouTube channel on which this match is live. He wants to put one yellow, open up the one bad yellow. I'm not so certain that is the position of the white ball he wanted. So the yellow ball he's just opened up will probably have to be played last, in my opinion, for him to make a clearance. The white ball is giving himself is to the effect that he needs a big shot here. Backspin white ball being bounced off 1 or 2 cushions. 2 cushions, I think it will do. For as long as he can roll that yellow ball to the corner pocket, maybe using red for support or not, the frame is gone. Just like that. Magical, brilliant Cesar. 3 for Cesar, 3 for Ibra. 8 is the rest. I don't even know who of these 2 players will be first to ask for timeout. What I know is that one of these players will be in the final and one of them will be out. And whoever it will be in the final, it will also be an equally dream final like this semi-final. Because whoever of these players will take on Mansour, it will be another rivalry. Most especially Ibra Mansour rivalry, which is on and off the table. The Cesar versus Mansour rivalry is only on the pool table. But on the pool table right now is a scratch on the break by Ibra. And the benefit of doubt for Cesar to make it for 3, the benefit of doubt for Cesar to lead for the first time in this match. Players Omega watching on YouTube, rightly saying that Cesar is so fast. The guy can really mean to be fast sometime. I do remember that match in the ATS he was taking on Hazard in the when he had 2 lives. No, he had 1 life and Hazard had his 2 lives. Cesar had already been beaten in the second one. He faced Hazard in the semi-finals. So it was about 7 minutes to go and Cesar needed to win. If I'm not mistaken, 3 frames in a row because Hazard was leading with 2 frames. And because the time rule had been readjusted by the regulations of the match to 20 minutes, 20 seconds per shot, Hazard was beaten, outclassed, because he couldn't match the speed at which Cesar was playing. It is very rare when you put on the brake this guy to allow you back in the frame. If it does happen in this one, it will be one of those rare times. But rarity is seemingly not happening now because Cesar has his fans now chanting that put another game. They know that the Scorpion is taking the lead now on the black to roll it so easily in a way that a player as weak as Francis Mboka will probably do. Cesar, for the first time in the match, leads 4-3 in a race, and Ibra needs 5 out of the next 7. No, out of the next 8, sorry. Serendipity folks, thank you for watching. You are on YouTube, and it is that bit of thumbprint. We are less than 100 who have liked, and yet we are closing in on 700 watching on YouTube, way over 700 watching on Facebook. Even the Facebook video is not liked enough. Liking only helps the social media application, be it Facebook, be it YouTube, to recommend the same video to other users to spread the video as much as possible. Jeros Gondo, thank you for watching. You are watching on Facebook. When your reason, thank you for reminding me to leave Francis Mkwekwe alone. Why did he play with me? He thought he had the chance. Yeah, so, and if he's not very careful, I will reject playing the rematch with him. I will let him remain with his defeat for all of his life. He has to write a letter for me to accept a rematch. He has to write to my manager. Robson Maforimba, thank you for watching. You are wondering how these guys do it. I wonder too, and the fact that you wonder how they do it is the reason why you load your data bundles to watch it when they take on each other in matches as good as this. And once again, I normally like to tell you, these Ugandan programs, they don't have too much money. We know it's about the chance to compete, the willingness to compete, the chance to make your skills better, the chance to test your ability against other opponents, the chance to make yourself ready for other big competitions that are normally coming. Now, the next big comp that is coming is in the month of April, the date of the 14th up to the 17th. At Queen's Sports Club in Bulawayo, Zimbabwe. The annual W Nation competition is supposed to be the 2024 edition last year. It did not happen such that the organizers could have enough time to prepare for a better comp that they are promising to deliver. And I'm getting information is that tournament is going to be sanctioned by the All Africa Pool Association. It will be having AAPA points, ranking points, and one of the guys in this tournament, that is Cesar, is the tournament's defending champion. 14th April 2025 at Queen's Sports Club, Bulawayo, Zimbabwe. I now think it is more stable, the Facebook audio. Please tell me if it is not, but I believe it's now more stable. Facebookers. Two people did say that the audio was not clear. Sometimes I just like to keep quiet a bit and then I let you see the action without interrupting you with my commentary. When playing with this guy, it just so happens that you have to keep your guard on throughout the course of the match when your opponent is Ceazer. And he takes Ibra so seriously that even him, he ensures that his guard is kept on red alert. Frame number 8, he seems to be taking it away. Red to the corner pocket on the left, white, black to the center pocket on the right, with the natural movement of the whites. For a moment, it seemed like that yellow wasn't getting quoted, but on the Super League table, that is never going to happen. Cesar 5 and Ibra 3. A 2-minute timeout for Ibra, but the chat in the comment section is not in timeout, and you can imagine BK Forex is still talking about table rotation. Of course, he's supporting Ibra. Every time that this guy is on table, most of the times he has only one thing in his mind: to make a clearance, and most of the time he gets it right. It's what has really differentiated him from most of his opponents, not just locally, but also regionally and continentally. Very, very well respected as a person and as a player, and also as champion, to the effect that Joseph Kasozi, who is officially ranked now first by the Police Association of Uganda, is having a very boring time to be number one, because the public, in their opinion, they have a different opinion. Yes, regardless who their number one is. The guy that is just about to win a third in a row for the very first time in the match. Backspin in space, accurate. Cesar making it 6 out of 9 and leads 6-3. Just like that, he needs only 2, while Ibra needs 5 out of 6. And you just have to admit it's quite unlikely, but very possible. There are 2 other times that I do remember Ibra having taken down Ceazer. If you remember the 2023 edition of the Billiards Cafe Double Elimination Classic Tournament that happened at Billiards Cafe in Lusaka, Zambia. That double elimination tournament had Cesar being beaten twice by Ibra, and in both of those Ibra victories, there were quite some formidable comebacks in the round of last 8 and last 4 respectively. Actually, when Cesar was beaten in the round of last 8 here, had to use a longer route in the losers bracket, having to take on, I remember, Victor Sinyenza. And it must be a player that is called Rooney, a Zimbabwean, only to face again Ibra in the semi-finals, who did beat him again. And Ibra, of course, also qualified for the finals, but he was having a certain Stanford given Gente, who was having 2 lives intact, and Gente sorted the issue at only the very first time of asking. And since then, the tournament has been taken away from Gente after 1 year by South Africa's Aiden Joseph. So, Brian, thank you for watching. You are on YouTube, Pius Omega. You are saying it's too quick from Cesar. The quickness comes with the confidence. The confidence comes with leading. And by the way, only tomorrow, yes, only tomorrow in the Ugandan Pool League, which is normally played on Sundays, these guys will be facing off this time at team level. Yes, Ibra's Roxbury Pool Club will be hosting Cesar's Upper Volta Pool Club at Roxbury in Chiwanga. The match that will be aired on NBS Sports Television at exactly 5 p.m. East African time tomorrow. Yes, here the big ones in the league matches come on television. Charity Andrew is asking which pool player passed on. It is Simon Peter Camparuza, the guy that we have been calling Jajavi for the last so many years. And many of these players will be paying, will be going to his family to have an overnight vigil and pay their last respects to his remains. Ondama Ronald, you want to organize a tournament in Lira and you want to have these players travel. It needs to make sense to them to travel to Lira, financial sense. And once it does, then they will travel. But just be reminded that it takes a lot. It also takes 1 day is for traveling to, 1 day is for traveling from, probably 1 day is for playing in the tournament. That means 2 nights are for accommodation. So for them to travel, it has to make financial sense. Surely they will. Adomati Christopher says Cesar is now in Scorpion mode. Thank you for watching on Peter Chobe Live YouTube. Msamaza Joseph Manzi, you want me to post the photos of Jajavi? I think he's known mostly by the Ugandans. He has been a player, but not at a very top level. Actually, most of the tournaments that I've been streaming, weekly comps and the likes, he has not been a participant. He has only been playing in mostly the Ugandan Pool League with a team that is called the Club 408, a one club member for about 15, 16, if not 17 years. Anelka, thank you for watching. You are supporting Ibra. The guy you are supporting now, Anelka, needs to win 5 before Cesar wins 2. And like you may agree with me, it is quite unlikely, though it is still possible. John Okonza Kasungu, you're watching from Malawi. Wow, Temba, thank you for watching. Vianney Viva is asking about the race. It is race to 8. Where is the white going? That was close. In the end, it was good. Kinyanso Light, you say Ibra must win. Come rain, come shine. Hopefully, he wins to make you happy, Kinyanso. Chimianso, sorry. Lawrence Maso, you seem to be waving a flag that is seemingly from should be Malawi. All right, yeah, welcome to the stream and pass my greetings to Stanford Griven Jinte. So just next to the scoreboard on the left is the sad face of Muhammad Halal, the administrator of Roxbury Polo Club. On behalf of the management, he is a very unhappy Facebook scoreboard flipper. a very loyal friend and fan of Ibrahim Sejjemba. By the way, the fans of Ibra and friends, they are very, very loyal. They are not as many as Caesars, but boy, oh boy, these guys are loyal. And it is very easy to tell how loyal, because Ibra has been through a lot of thick and thin, and they have always stood his way. And some of them are quite very supportive. Maybe Cesar's gotten himself snookered. His body language says that I am probably right. Maybe he's playing his yellow off the cushion, maybe direct. I'm not so sure. If he puts the ball, maybe he'll be winning the frame in this visit of the table he puts. I think I was wrong. The guy was probably seeing the ball in full, because he seemed to have rolled that ball normally without any spin effect on the white ball. Diagonal corner pocket pot, which is on. His issue is now with the black. It's a little issue to a player of this level. Will he open it up? He simply plays the white ball as close as possible. He wants to be sure that there is space to pass the black without having to be interrupted by the red. Passes the black and sinks it in and wins a 7th. And to win this match, Ibra needs to win 5 frames in a row, or else wait to play third place match against Yuda Sembusi Dembaba. Cesar Chandiga 7 and Ibrahim Sejjemba 3. We are way over 1,600 watching on Facebook and YouTube combined. This is the time when I like to say thank you, thank you, thank you, Africa. Please return for the final that will be coming your way, maybe 3, 4, 5 minutes after this semi-final is done. Why I am so fearful for Ibra, the fact that I don't know him so much as a player who makes big comebacks. And the one big comeback that Cesar has been a victim of as a player, I think, is the match between himself and South Africa's Aiden Joseph, the first of 5 money matches the two have played against each other. The only one that Cesar has lost, it was played in Kampala, about 10, 15, 20 minutes from where we are, depending on how much traffic is on the road. Town of Chihuahua, the place that is called Ticos and Pigos. Cesar led 2016, and Aiden won the last 4 frames of that match. Actually, he won the last 5, and the first 4 of 5 were all won with 1 visit of the table. But Cesar is attempting to have 1 visit of the table to help him win this match, to step foot into the final, to have a date with Mansour, to beat Ibra for a 5th time out of 6. And just like that, the frame seems to be gone. The Scorpion, the ambassador, the people's player, once again conquers Ibra. This time a little bit more convincing than it normally happens, because a match that has been the most anticipated in the tournament after that match by the between Ibra and Kelvin ends with victory for Cesar, and a very convincing and comfortable victory. Race to 8, Cesar wins 8-3.